Russia's Oreshnik messaging shows how Moscow uses new missile systems as psychological pressure, not only battlefield hardware. Russia often fights through volume, forcing air defenses to handle drones, missiles, artillery, and armored pressure at the same time. Britain is trying to balance its North Atlantic role with a growing Indo-Pacific defense focus. France's push for European strategic autonomy is heavily reflected in its continued reliance on an independent nuclear deterrent and domestic arms production. Germany's Lithuania Brigade marks a major break from its old posture, a permanent heavy combat force stationed on NATO's eastern edge. Germany is reforming its procurement system because money alone has not been enough to fix slow weapons acquisition. Poland plans to spend around 4.8% of GDP on defense in 2026, making it NATO's most intense spender by economic share. Ukraine's DOT chain defense system lets frontline units order drones directly, turning procurement into a battlefield feedback loop. Khan matters because Turkey wants future fighter power without waiting for foreign approval. Bayraktar TB3's shipboard tests on TCG Anadolu point toward a drone-centered light carrier concept. Sweden's NATO entry changes the Baltic picture by adding strong air, naval, and surveillance capabilities to the alliance. Spain is rapidly modernizing its naval and aerial forces to secure the strategic choke point of the Strait of Gibraltar and its vital maritime routes. Achilles' shield shows Greece is moving beyond fighter upgrades toward a layered shield against missiles and drones. Greece's F-16V upgrades keep older aircraft relevant, while Rafale and F-35 plans reshape the top end of its air force. Finland's induction into NATO brings one of the most formidable artillery forces in the Western world directly to the alliance's longest border with Russia. Finland's reserve system allows the country to mobilize a serious territorial defense force very quickly. To adapt to high-intensity warfare, France is prioritizing the rapid replenishment of ammunition stockpiles and expanding the production capacity of its defense industry. For Russia, defense production is part of the war itself, with ammunition, drones, and missiles taking priority over prestige projects. Ukraine's push for unmanned ground vehicles shows how dangerous even frontline logistics have become. FPV drones have changed Ukraine's battlefield rhythm by making even short vehicle movements risky near the contact line. Spain is modernizing older aircraft and armored vehicles while keeping its navy and aerospace industry central to defense planning. Turkey's defense exports show that drones, naval systems, and electronics have become serious export engines. Finland builds its defense around forests, lakes, and difficult terrain, making geography part of its military planning. Greece treats air defense and fighter modernization as one connected problem, not two separate programs. Russia's artillery-heavy doctrine still shapes the battlefield, relying on saturation and attrition rather than fast maneuver alone. Russia has had to harden industrial sites against drone attacks, showing how the war now reaches deep into production areas. The Aegean makes Greek defense unusually compressed. Aircraft, ships, islands, and airspace all overlap in a small area. The Steel Dome project shows Turkey trying to connect radars, missiles, and command systems into a layered air defense network. Turkey's drone ecosystem is no longer only about TB2. Akıncı, Kızılelma, and TB3 point toward wider unmanned air power. Russia's military logic still reflects a land empire. Depth, heavy equipment, missiles, and the ability to sustain long wars.